If you hear hammering, we're getting siding done around the house. Hello, welcome back, my wonderful book fairies. It is Kiara the Book Nerd Fairy, and today we are doing my September reads. So what I've read in September, and honestly, this is the most I've read this year. Just letting y'all know, because I have read 14 books in September. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get started. Make sure you grab your comfy drink, your drink of choice, and let's get on with the video. So the first book we read in September is On the Plus Side, which was a library book by Jenny L. Howe. I started this the 1st of September and I finished it the 2nd of September. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was so good. It's like Queer Eye meets What Not to Wear, and oh my god, it was so good. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was so good. Body positivity, and I highly recommend it. Next was another library book, Carrot Cake Murder, and it gave me fall vibes, although it was still technically summer, but I count September as fall already. And I started it on the 3rd of September, and I finished it on the 4th of September, and the author is Joanne Fluke, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was so good, because remember August reads, and I did Cinnamon Roll Murder? It's by the same author, and oh my god, it was so good. I love comfy, cozy murder mysteries, and it was so good. Like, so good. I didn't give it a 5, but it was so good. It was a 4. And if I had that book, if I kept it, I would have kept it and annotated for sure. Next was Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. It was probably one of my longer books that I've read this year, and of this month. I read it on the 6th. I don't think I read a book on the 5th, but I think I did, but I can't remember. And I read it, and I finished. Well, I technically didn't finish. Here's the thing. I DNF'd it. It was so bad. Like, I couldn't get into it. It just came out this year. It was a Good Morning America Reads book. Book month club, whatever, and pick 6 point of views. I didn't get it. I read it and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cute, and it had the cutest sprayed edges, and I'm like, okay, I'll give this a go. So I read it. Thank God it was a library book, and I read it, and oh my god, I had to DNF it because it was so bad. Because I was like at the halfway point, and then I just DNF'd it because I didn't get it, and it probably would have taken me longer, and I just didn't get it. So I don't recommend it, but if you want to, you go ahead. But that was the only book I DNF'd this year. So yeah, this year and this month. So just letting you know, I don't recommend it, but if you want to read it and give it a try, go ahead. I just didn't get it. 6 point of views. I was lost in everything, so I had to DNF it. Next is Better Than Revenge, by Casey West. I started it on the 8th, and I finished it on the 9th of September. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Oh my gosh. It was so good. I recommend it. Like I said, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. Like, seriously. Like, it was so good. It's kind of like First Time Caller, but high school edition, and it's a young adult. But it's a sports romance, enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, all that jazz, and oh my god, it was so good. Highly recommend it. And I know I'm 28 and everything, but I loved it, and it was so good. I really wanted to punch the FMC's ex-boyfriend for real, because he was a bitch. Speaking of First Time Caller, I read First Time Caller, and I know it came out this year. Oh my gosh. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I read it on the 10th, and I finished it on the 11th. Oh my god. Now I get the hype of that book, because it was so good. It did give me Sleepless in Seattle vibes. It was so good. I know the YouTubers that I watch, Ellen, Catherine Reads, and Bell's Library Reads on YouTube, and oh my god, they were right, because this book was so good, and I loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Ignore her, because that's my dog again. It was so good. I loved it. And if it comes down to it, oh, there is going to be another book apparently. I can't wait to read the second, but I am going to get it at the library. So that was all the library reads, and now we're going to get on to my physical, actual books. Again, just ignore my dog, because I think she's digging a hole too. Somewhere. Next is continuing of the Dream Harbor series, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe series, aka the Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Lori Gilmore. I read that on the 12th. I finished it on the 13th. See, when I read Lori Gilmore books on my iPad, which I do, it takes me like not the whole day, but it takes me a day and a half to finish. I gave it a 5 stars. I recommend it. It was super cute, and I loved it. The nanny to single father trope. It was so good. I honestly, oh hello Rose. I honestly loved it, because it was so cute. But the spice suit a little. That's all I'm gonna say. Next is Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I read it on the 13th, so yeah. And then I finished on the 15th. I know it's a book talk book. I wanted to see what the hype was about, and I had that for about a year or two, that book. And I gave it a 3 star, and I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. So I am selling it on my Pango, link down below, or if you want to follow me and see it, if you want it. I don't recommend it. It was good. It was about video games. I really didn't know until I actually read into it more, so it was cute, and honestly, it was cute, but it's not for me. It was more like sci-fi fantasy, if I'm being 100% honest. Next is Shadow and Bone, by Lee Bargo. I'm probably saying that wrong. I started it on the 16th, and I finished it on the 17th. I loved it. It was a 4. I recommend it. It was really good. Will I continue the series? Probably yes, but by library books, because I just don't want to like keep them, and then if I don't like them and everything, I have to automatically sell them on Pango. So yeah, it was so cute. The fantasy was pretty good, and the plot was amazing, so I did give it a 4 stars out of 5. So next is The Berlin King by Laura Anderson. I read this on the 20th, and I finished it on the 22nd, so it took me 2 days to read. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I love, if you don't know me, this about me, I love Anne Boleyn. She's probably one of my favorite Tudor queens of all time. Her story's sad, but Catherine Howard's is more sadder, in my opinion. But Anne Boleyn is my favorite, Henry VIII's favorite wife. And honestly, because we know Queen Elizabeth I, because obviously she was iconic, and it was good. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I kind of recommend it if you're like a historical fiction kind of fantasy person. Historical fiction, romance, and regency fiction kind of girly or boy. And it depends on your mood. I loved it, and this book is like, what if Anne Boleyn finally gave birth to the son that Henry wanted? And honestly, I loved it, and I'm going to reread it and annotate it because, honestly, it was that good. Okay, next is another queen that I've read this year. Holly Jackson's The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Y'all, it was so good. I know some people didn't like it, and some people did. Honestly, I was on board. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't like a 6-star tier for me, but it was a 5 out of 5 star for me. I finished it. I started it on the 22nd, and I finished it on the 24th. 2 days, and it was so good. I love Holly Jackson. She is now my comfort mystery thriller author now. She's my go-to author when I want mystery and thrillers. It was so good. A plot twist I was dropping. I had no clue. I had it for this guy and then this guy, and then it turns out it wasn't this guy, it was a different guy. Oh my god. Y'all, I recommend it, but if you don't want to read it, that's okay, because honestly, I loved it. Next is Powerless by Warren Roberts. I started it on the 25th, and I finished it on the 27th. I loved it. It was a 5 out of 5, and here's the thing. I did a intensive read, so I listened to the audio and read it, but I've listened to more of the audiobook on my Spotify, which was okay, and honestly, I loved it. And I have Powerful, which, FYI, is my October reads book, and that's gonna take me like a day to finish, so by the time this video is uploaded, I would have finished Powerful already, so let you know at the end of November to let you know on that, how it was, and what reading I loved it. I felt like I was in the world, and honestly, that king is a bitch. I'm not gonna say much, but that king is a bitch. And finally, we got The Gingerbread Bakery, the newest and latest Lori Gilmore book. Started it on the 28th, so the end of September, and I finished it on the 29th. So it was pretty good. I loved it. Annie is cute. I love the plot of it, and spicy. I've read a lot of spicy books this month, just letting you know, and I loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and probably a 4 or 5. FYI, I'm still currently reading. By the time this is uploaded, I already finished it, but it was good. Like I said, all my Lori Gilmore books are on my iPad, so all the Dream Harbor series, it's on my iPad. So, anyways, I hope you liked this week's video, and let me know if you read any of these books, let me know what your opinions on them, what you gave it, and if you haven't read them, what do you think you're gonna rate them. I love them. Just Immortal Consequences was my only DNF. It's the only DNF book that I've read this year. that I had a DNF, because I don't like to DNF books, but if I am halfway through it and I still don't get the plot, I DNF it, because at this point, I usually power through it, but I had to DNF that book. But if you read it and if you like it, good for you, but honestly, that was not my cup of tea, so I will not be continuing that series. So, anyways, I will see you all again, my lovely, for another video, and peace, love, magical fairies. Bye!